Today on the Travel Insider, Southeast Asia closes island beaches to recover from climate change and tourism. We'll also talk about how Germany could lead Europe towards wider adoption of cryptocurrency payments in the industry. And US destinations lose positions in the list of preferences of Mexican travelers. Let's go to the information. More popular Southeast Asian islands will be off limits to visitors this year, as officials seek to protect ecosystems crumbling from warming seas and unchecked sprawl, despite the risk to tourism revenues and tens of thousands of jobs. Thailand will shut Maya Bay for 4 months a year from June. This site famously featured In the Beach, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. In the Philippines, officials plan to close Boracay Island for 6 months at the end of April. Of course, this isn't the first time this has had to happen. Thailand closed dozens of dive sites to tourists in 2011 after unusually warm seas caused severe damage to coral reefs in the Andaman Sea, one of the world's top diving regions. It also shut some islands in 2016. Now let's bear in mind that the country's sandy beaches helped draw record numbers of tourists last year, with revenues contributing about 12% of the country's economy. The government expects 38 million visitors this year. Now in the Philippines, which is among the most vulnerable to climate change, about 2 million people visited Boracay Island last year, celebrated for its glorious white sand beaches. However, on a visit last month, President Rodrigo Duterte called the island a cesspool because of sewage dumped directly into the sea, and warned of a looming environmental disaster with buildings constructed too close to the shore. Government agencies have recommended closing the island for 6 months to fix the problems. But tour operators are of course uncomfortable with this and say more than 36,000 jobs are at stake. Also, the Philippine Travel Agencies Association said in their statement, "We support the government in adopting responsible and sustainable tourism practices, but not in shutting down the whole island." In other news, services offered by the German National Tourism Board can now be paid in cryptocurrency. The organization, which promotes Germany as a travel destination, now accepts Bitcoin payments since March this year, according to a press release. It also announced medium-term plans to test blockchain technologies in the processing of its international financial transactions. Within our digitization strategy, we're constantly examining the latest technologies and considering their application within our organization, said GNTB's chair, Petra Hedorfer. By accepting cryptocurrencies as a means of payment, and with the possible implementation of the blockchain technology in our finances, we want to position ourselves as an innovation driver in the tourism industry, she's added. The board also noted that blockchain technology offers interesting perspectives in regards to the speed, transparency, and security of financial transfers. The announcement recognizes the potential for tremendous improvements and savings in international transactions. Authorities in the major European economy have taken a relatively soft approach towards cryptocurrencies, and recently Germany's Federal Ministry of Finance announced that Bitcoin should not be taxed when exchanged and used as means of payment. Its clarification notice effectively recognizes the most popular crypto as a currency. BaFin, Germany's financial regulator, has advised investors in initial coin offerings to refer to regulations applicable to traditional financial instruments and comply with current requirements. Decisions like these have created favorable conditions for Bitcoin adoption in the country. Last year, Germany's largest food delivery portal, Lieferando.de, announced it had started accepting Bitcoin payments, and customers can now pay their orders in Bitcoin Cash as well. The company is owned by Takeaway.com BV, which operates numerous online delivery services across Europe. So this could be the start of something new. And finally, in the last year, the travel preferences of Mexicans have been modified in favor of other domestic or exotic destinations instead of the usual cities of the United States. Los Angeles, New York, and Miami, which used to be located in the first 5 places preferred by Mexicans to travel, are now in the last positions, according to a study from the Kayak Travel Search platform. The main destinations of preference are now Mexico City, Cancun, Guadalajara, Madrid, and New York, according to that report. And travelers looking for luxury destinations prefer Cape Town, Seoul, Istanbul, Beirut, Athens, Tokyo, Hanover, Barcelona, and Sydney, among other places in Europe and Asia. With the arrival of Donald Trump to the presidency of the United States, the rhetoric around Mexican migrants and travelers has hardened, which has impacted national tourism to the northern neighbor. Cities like Los Angeles saw a decline in Mexican visitors last year, although less than 5%, according to the city's tourism office. In the 2 previous years, there were at least 3 US destinations in the top 5 travel preference posts, and now there's barely 1. In contrast, in other Latin American countries such as Colombia and Brazil, US destinations such as Los Angeles, New York, and Miami do remain positioned in the top 5 places of preference for their travelers. That was all for today. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media and leave us a comment to let us know what you think.